Yo, what's good YouTube? It's boardzy, and in this video we're going to be doing a review of the Hati S Sample Edition. It is also the Stardust Edition, which does resemble the Final Mouse Ultralight Phantom. You are not the first person to come to that conclusion, so if you could refrain from putting that in my YouTube comments, it would be greatly appreciated. But yeah, I did get this mouse sent out, very lucky, but I'm very happy to be using it. And this mouse isn't in its final form, but I'm going to be reviewing it like it is, obviously. And yeah, it's basically perfect. Only a few minor things could be fixed. And of course, I want Gwolves to like focus on the build quality. My only like major build quality blunder is some bottom flex. I'm sure you can hear that. It's not like a fucking deal breaker, but obviously it's not something you want on a mouse. So of course, if Gwolves can just keep that quality control great while also making products like this, I just don't see how they aren't the biggest mouse company in a year. But yeah, enjoy the rest of the video, and yeah, peace out. Yo, what's good YouTube? It's boardzy, and in this video we're going to be doing a review of the Gwolves Hati S. I did get this mouse sent out to me by Tech, so not Gwolves. I literally have no affiliation with Gwolves, and yeah, all I'm doing is reviewing this mouse. It's going to be a pretty standard review. The Hati S is not a small mouse. It really, like, it feels great for claw, and I have 19.5 by 10.5 centimeter hands. I'm not like and I don't mainly claw grip. I mainly play fingertip, which feels great on this mouse, by the way. It's like probably the best experience outside of the Ultralight 2 for like fingertip. But yeah, I just really feel natural clawing this mouse, and it just doesn't feel small. It has that hump towards the back of the mouse, but it's nothing too aggressive. Still a really safe shape. And I would say that this is like either on the bigger end of small or on the smaller end of medium, somewhere around there. I would say that this mouse is kind of like babe if like the Mira S and the Viper Mini had a baby. It takes some qualities from the Viper Mini and obviously has a sort of similar shape to the Mira S since they're going off the same design. However, I would say that this mouse fucks the Mira S everywhere, just fucks it. It's so much better than it, and I literally will never touch that mouse again. I regret fucking putting core pads on it now that I've touched this mouse. I would say that even though I have no clue when this mouse is going to get released, I would say that it's probably going to be endgame for a lot of people. If you're into the small hand fingertip shit, like let's say you like the Viper Mini, Ultralight 2, maybe even the Mirror S if you have one of those, I would recommend you pick this up when it gets released because it is truly like just a great feel in your hand. 47 grams, super lightweight, very easy to control, and overall it's just the full package. I'll get into all of the aspects later on in the review, but I can tell you that this is one of the most solid mice I've felt out of the box ever. I have put a paracord on it. This isn't the paracord. I put the stock cable back on. It is a micro USB, so very easy to paracord. Actually, I think we're gonna do a fucking paracord speed run. So yeah, hold on. So all you have to do to paracord it, you have to remove your old cable. Fuck, let me find. Okay, we have it here. All you have to do, we're gonna start counting now. Remove the old cable, plug in the paracord, and you've done it. That was like fucking 3 seconds. And then you have a paracord, and it's going to work with any micro USB mouse you get in the future. But yeah, getting back into the stock cable, I don't think it's anything too bad, really no big issues with it. However, I do feel like that cable importance is amplified on these super small, super light mice, so I would still recommend getting a paracord from a W Paracords, or whatever you want that sells fucking micro USB paracords, and yeah, really, I feel like sometimes you're gonna notice the cable even if it's in a bungee, and when the mouse is so light, you don't really want any extra unnecessary weight, but the paracord's good enough for a stock cable, and yeah, they do throw in an extra, so that's sick. Getting into these mouse clicks, though, I do feel like they are definitely the best that Gwolves has put out thus far. Like, look, a Gwolves mouse, and there's no fucking play on the mouse buttons. It is like a dream come true. I truly can't believe it. Neither of my mouse buttons have any play. No pre or post travel. These clicks are very stiff. As you can see, it is a click. I'll give a sound test. Hold on, let me... Very stiff clicks. I like them a lot. I'd say they're kind of like, let's say the Ultralight 2 and the G Pro wireless clicks mixed a bit. If you have both of those mice, that's a very solid comparison that I just made. But yo, I was rewatching my video and I realized I forgot to talk about the side buttons. I don't know how I could do such a thing, so I'm just gonna give a quick little recap. They're glossy coated instead of matte coated like the old Hati side buttons. The click on them, it kind of feels like the G Pro Hero slash MM710, like a mix of those. So it's like just a click. It's going to be solid for building in Fortnite. You can easily hit them at the same time. On the older Hati, that was a bit harder. They are a bit high up, but they're not impossible to hit for most grips. Maybe if you like fingertip like this, it will be a bit hard to hit, but like when I claw it, my thumb is basically right there. So the side buttons, they're fine. They could use a bit of work, maybe, I guess, and because they do have a bit of pre-travel and post-travel, but that's like kind of to be expected with side buttons, but at least they don't fucking go inside the mouse like half of the mice I get these days. So yeah, the side buttons, they're good enough, definitely passable. And the side grips, though, I don't like them as much, I must say. First off, some of them don't really fit on the mouse perfect, which I would presume is because this is just a sample. Maybe they didn't work on the grips too much. But they also don't feel great, and the branding on them is a bit over the top. Like, I think it's apparent to anybody, like, from within, like, fucking 5 miles that you're using a Gwolves mouse once you put these things on. Like, holy shit, it's actually kind of impressive how much branding they put on them. And they also put some dots to fit the Stardust theme, which honestly looks sick. But I don't use these. It's pretty ironic, but the weight that it adds isn't pretty ironic, so I would stay away from them. Give them a try maybe, but I personally don't use them, and I am way more sympathetic to grips than most people are. But yeah, enjoy the rest of the vid. Sorry about this. The scroll wheel, this is another thing. I don't understand why they changed it. As you can see, there's still the fucking 4 dots across, but on the older Hati, there's 4 dots across, but there's many more rows. I assume that they took out some of the rows to save, like, a little bit of weight. I'll show a direct comparison. Maybe it saved, like, 0.25 grams or something, and I really wish they added it back. The normal Hati just has such a nice, light scrolling experience, and it just feels great. It truly just feels, like, so nice on your finger. However, on the Hati S, it is a bit more resistant, like, it's a bit tighter, I suppose. Yeah, it's like a bit harder to actually get going. And I wish they loosened it up a bit. I love the way it was on the older Hati. Not too big of a deal. It's just a fucking scroll wheel. But I love the way the old Hati was. It was like perfect. I don't think they need to change it. That's just me. DPI button, very clicky, honestly. I was surprised. A little DPI button sound test. I wish they could have just put it on the bottom. I don't know why they had to like give it a fucking whole switch. That's probably like 3 grams or something, but I don't even know. It's fine, really, no complaints. This mouse in your hand, it feels super light, and it's like a superpower almost. It's kind of in the same way that Final Mouse gives you magic installed in the mouse. I feel like Gwolves is starting to tap into that. This is a super safe shape. I would say that anybody who plays fingertip grip ought to try it. And if you play claw, you might think that this mouse isn't going to be great for you. But if you like something like the S2, or if you claw the Viper Mini, this is definitely going to be a great mouse for you. Maybe if you have like huge hands, stay away from it. But I'm telling you, man, like 19.5 by 10.5 and clawing this mouse feels like perfect. It feels like almost as good as it does on the XM1, which is insane because this and the XM1, they aren't really too fucking similar. Like, look at that. The XM1 towers over it in terms of length and width. But yeah, the Hati S is probably one of the most unique mice I've tried in a while. It does have these nice stock feet. They are PTFE. There's 2 little glides on the top and then 1 big glide on the bottom, similar to the Death Adder V2 Mini. Saying that like gives me fucking chills, but yeah, they're pretty solid for stock feet. I'd say that they're a bit thicker and thus better than the Skull Mini stock feet, and yeah, you can see on the camera they're pretty fucking thick. They give a nice glide. This is the Artisan Hati S pad, so it's not the fastest pad, and as you can see, they are gliding very well. Gets a solid amount of spins, and overall some very solid feet. The sensor, I haven't talked about it as much recently. I just don't really feel like it's important anymore. It is a 3389, which is the top of the line. Feels amazing. I wish there was software to adjust the debounce time, though. I know it's not really related to the sensor, but because this is a sample model, there's no software yet, and the debounce time is a bit high, and that like kind of triggers me. But yeah, when the mouse is actually released, there will be software. But yeah, the only button on the bottom is the report rate button. I don't know why this is there. It's awesome though, I guess. I think blue is 500 hertz. I'm not really sure. I read the manual, it didn't say. But overall, I've been talking about this mouse for a while. The build quality, very solid. No side panel flex, which is insane. Like I said, no mouse button issues. A bit of travel on the side buttons, but that is to be expected, especially with such a light mouse. And there is some bottom flex, as you can hear, pretty creaky. Do I really care about it? No. I've been using this mouse for a while, and I haven't noticed it affect me in game a single time. Like, yeah, you don't want the bottom of your mouse to be creaking, but like if you get one that's creaky, it's not the end of the world. It isn't like fucking, I'm not even gonna make an analogy. Yeah, it's not the end of the world, but I assume Gwolves will fix it. I heard some other people who got their samples don't have it, so yeah. And one more thing I just remembered. This is true fucking innovation. You guys see these holes in the front of the mouse. We need to give Gwolves a round of applause for creating this masterpiece. I guarantee you every company is going to follow this trend. Maybe it saves a few grams, but yeah. Pretty fucking cool. Overall, I'm going to give this mouse a strong 9 out of 10. And yeah, this mouse is really just a full package out of the box. I've been playing a ton of games on stream these past few days, and anybody who's there can tell them I do aim better with this mouse than on most of my other mice. And I really just think it's in that like really solid top tier of mice, and it's a pretty safe shape as well, which is impressive that Gwolves managed to do this. It's an impressive mouse, super light. Hopefully they make it super affordable. If it's $70 with Prime shipping, I don't think there's a better option in terms of a mouse. But yeah, hopefully they don't overprice it, and hopefully it releases soon. I have no idea when it's going to release, but yeah, hopefully it's soon, hopefully it's cheap, because I want everybody to get their hands on this fucking amazing mouse. And yeah, peace out. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to like and sub. I know it was a bit long, but I really want to make a solid in-depth review on this mouse. And I don't know if I'm going to main it yet. I'll have to do a few more comparisons, but definitely up there. Peace out, everybody. Probably better in Skull Mini, in my opinion. Peace.